Hello and welcome to IBTimes TV. I'm the Anna Brinder Business Editor for the International Business Times. I'm at the Women in the City event where they promote, recognise and reward female talent. Earlier I caught up with Gwen Rhys, the founder of Women in the City. So thank you very much for joining us, Gwen.
Pleasure.
So it would be great to get an overview about how Women in the City has grown and how did you come about founding such a fantastic organisation?
It started as a very small idea when I wanted to bring together some women who were working in the city. At the time, I was doing some consultancy work on helping individuals and organisations to build personal and institutional networks. And the women that I was working with all said how isolated they felt, not only within their own organisations, but also across organisations in the city. So I thought, well, let's have a little lunch. And I imagined 50 people, 5 tables of 10. I thought it'd be quite a nice event. On the day, which was at the end of November 2003, 200 women turned up. And it wasn't until probably 2007-08 when we started the awards, and somebody wrote to me and said, Gwen, congratulations on building an organisation that is likely to outlive you. It's really a bit of a frightening prospect. But for the first time, somebody, a man actually, called it an organisation. And I realised that I'd built something that was bigger than I had even imagined. And so that was when we said, yeah, we are an organisation and what we do is promote, recognise and reward female talent.
Well, it's been 10 years since then, so that's incredible.
Yes.
But naturally, you would have seen the various industries transform and the attitude towards women in the workplace and, of course, women at a senior level in the boardroom. Yeah. What have been, I suppose, the recent trends that you've seen developing in that space?
Well, I think one of the things that's really interesting, when I was talking with Hilary Sears, who's our main judging panel member, who interviews today's Woman of Achievement category award winners head-to-head to choose the overall winner. And she said to me, you know, Gwen, some of these women are not the only one now. So can they be a winner if they're not the only one? And I said, well, of course they can, because actually it's a testament, really, to 10 years' work, not just of what we've done in Women in the City, but what a lot of people have done. And the more women there are at senior level, the more women there are in boards, then actually we are beginning to make that step change. So I think one of the things is that. Secondly, when we hosted the evening where we announced our category winners, Sharon Gunn from the ICAW said to me, Gwen, there's a real difference in how even these senior women are presenting themselves now in 2013 from how they did in 2007, which was when we first had the award ceremony. So I think, you know, I hesitate to use that word confidence because I think it's a self-perpetuating thing that everybody says women lack confidence. And I actually don't think they do. I think they lack courage very often. But there is a sense of perhaps having grown up that women believe they have the right to have that place. And that gives them a voice to speak with more authority. Yeah, that's it. More authority rather than confidence, I think.
Well, on those points, I mean, there are certain, I suppose, phrases that are bandied out there when it comes to women at a senior level. And another one is actually that there should be set quotas for women on boards. What are your feelings about that?
You know, that's a really interesting one because if you look back in time, in fact, it was 100 years ago, wasn't it? There was the suffragette movement. And what changed for women then was legislation. So actually, I'm kind of in favour of quotas because legislation drives change and it drives change fast. Then the counter-argument to that is, well, we'll have women not getting there on merit. We'll get them there because they're just women. And I don't believe that there is a single male boss, of which there are many, who would risk his own reputation to put forward a woman that wasn't up for the job. I really don't. Yeah. So what I do think is that if you have got a male and a female candidate and they have both got the experience and they're both capable of the job, then why not give it to the woman? And I think quotas will make boards and male bosses think again and look more broadly and widely in the pool to find good, capable, able women.
Sure. And with those trends developing in terms of getting more women on board at senior level. What would you say have been the main, I suppose, the main points where some companies have progressed better than others? Would it be mentoring programs? Would it be shirking off old boy attitudes towards hiring? What would you say are the things?
I think it is some of the old boys attitudes. I think it's changing the culture in an organisation, because workplaces are male-dominated cultures. And just recently I was talking to the chairman of quite a substantial insurance brokerage business. And I was talking to him about how men and women act and think differently. And I said, do you realise that women don't automatically self-promote? They don't want to toot their own horn in the way that men do naturally. And he said, what, do you mean that they won't ask for promotion or say that they want to go forward? And I said, very often that is the case. He said, you've made me think really differently now about the women in my organisation. So do I need to actively seek those women out? Do I need to help them to find a way to say, we want to progress, we want to go further? And I said, absolutely. And that is what the publication that we brought out in this summer to celebrate our 10 years, Project Diamond, Bringing Brilliance to Business, is all about as well. So I think that's a really, really important thing for people to understand, that men and women do think and behave differently, and that there needs to be some accommodation for that.
Sure, and that's a perfect point to stem to the Woman of Achievement Award for women in the city. So can you tell me a bit about this year's winner and exactly why she's the cream of the crop for 2013?
Well, it's getting harder and harder every year, Leanna, to choose a winner, because more impressive women are coming forward. What we're looking for as a winner in this award is somebody that not only is in a senior position, somebody that has a significant sphere of influence, both within her own organisation and within her business sector. But we're also looking for women who are actively supporting the progress of women, championing women coming through, and that they've done that by their initiating something themselves. They're not simply making sure that whatever the corporate line is takes place. They're doing something above and beyond themselves. And I think that what this year's winner, Katie Dowling, chose is that she is a superb businesswoman. She drives a bottom line. She's got a profit and loss responsibility. She's looked wider than her own company. She's been an only woman in her sector for many, many years. And she has driven initiatives internally that has made a significant difference that can be measured. What more can I say?
That's fantastic, and I wish all of you luck for the next 10, 20 years.
Oh, blimey.
And look forward to speaking to you then.
Excellent. Thank you very much.